guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Wow. We did. We had a good Thanksgiving. We played Evil Apples. So it's this card game, sort of like Cards Against Humanity. You play, but you don't need. You play on your phone. You don't need the cards. So it was fun. It was a good time. Lots of good food. My son had to work, and he's just learning his job. So he had an interesting night. He sent me a picture of an injury. Listen, kitchens are hard to work in. It's a fact. But he's fine. It was just a little cut. Yesterday. It's over. It's not over. People are still in hangover mood, so I left the turkey up. There's leftovers. Lots and lots of leftovers. So, Bobby, I'm playing that clip today. I'm playing that clip right now. And unfortunately, people who are late for today's stream are going to miss it. And it is good, Bobby. I watched it, and it is so good. We're going to a YouTube judge today, guys. I don't feel bad about using this YouTube judge because I was playing this YouTube judge before anyone else. You can look in my archives. You'll see him there. No one else. It's really good. Yeah, they will be sorry. And then they're going to come in later and they're going to leave right away. But that's okay. A lot of you won't make it to the end of today's stream. Today's stream is a little, holy shit. That's what today's stream is. Holy shit. But let's do this one first. And then we'll talk about the next one before we press play. Guys, I don't know how to prepare you for this one. Yeah, just, Bobby, how do I prepare them? Guys, there's a strong language in this one, okay? Oh no, not your wrist. How are you gonna cook? How are you gonna clean? I'm sorry you injured your wrist. Alright. This will make you forget all about that wrist. You won't even remember your wrist. Ooh, here we go.
And depending on how many days she received on lockdown will determine if she's going to be able to successfully complete the program or not. And then the follow-up to that was that she was found guilty of the violation and was on lockdown until 11/20.
All right. This is all news to me because I didn't have this information yesterday. Yesterday, the information that was given to me by the probation officer is that there was some allegation of a note passing. That was the extent of it. And then that she had an overall bad attitude in the treatment program. And so she was discharged. And so was there any more than that yesterday, Mr. Watson, as we discussed this case with Ms.
That
Ramsey?
was also my understanding, is what the court just articulated as of yesterday.
Okay.
That was my understanding as well, Your Honor.
So I don't know when did you get this information? Where was that information communicated?
Those in the case notes, those are the emails from that were put into the case notes from JTP staff.
Okay. So then there was this issue of passing a note. Ms. Spector, can you enlighten me as to this note issue?
Yeah. From my understanding, a male was sitting here, Deborah was sitting here, and he passed a note to her in the packets that were going around.
Okay. This is not something that you were there for?
No.
Okay, who was?
Our JTP counselor, Christina Triplett.
Okay, and as a result of that, what's your understanding as to what occurred after
I did
that?
see the note. What was reported to me after group was the note was passed. The counselor, Christina, asked all of the involved parties about it. They all said there was no note. And then it was reported to the officers, the correction officers, and Deborah did admit to it and handed the note to the officer, and the officer charged her with a jail rule violation of lying to staff or an officer.
And then what happened?
And then she was locked down from November 17th to November 20th.
Okay. What's the story with you?
I had no idea I was receiving anything. Again, she said
Okay, what?
the packets were passed around. I received it, held it in my hand, something fell out. I was surprised. I went, oh, grabbed it. She asked if it was a note, and I said no. Why? Fear, embarrassment, afraid to get looked at like a snitch in jail or anywhere.
What do you care about how you're looked at?
I
I
don't.
mean, isn't the idea for you at this point in your life to get your act
Yes.
together and stop?
Your
and
Honor,
stop putting yourself in a position where you're constantly coming in here.
Yes, that is the point.
Okay. Now, what kind of hearing was had at the jail to determine that she was going to get 3 days lockdown? Anybody know?
I don't, Your Honor. I don't know if the inspector has any more.
Okay. Does,
But to add on a little bit, Your Honor, it was, she did get, once she got the 3 days, it was a 3 strikes. Your Honor.
the three side, I don't, my concern is that people who are in the jail treatment program are in the jail treatment program because they need the jail treatment program, okay? They are people who have demonstrated in their very recent past, before being in the jail treatment program, they don't have the ability to operate out in society like they should be operating, lest they wouldn't be in the jail treatment program. So now what I'm told is I got COs who take people out of the jail treatment program because they decide whatever was done warrants 3 days, which automatically kicks somebody out of the jail treatment program. I didn't know that the correction officers were the ones dictating the terms of probation. So you may want to convey this back to the jail, and I'm fucking pissed, okay? I'm pissed because this ain't the first time this has happened, okay? That they're going against what I say should be done. And I'm pissed. So I still don't know the answers that I need to know, that I want to know, that I goddammit demand to know, so you can inform them of that too.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what you're going to do, what's the next step available, Mr. Watson?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that
God damn it!
upon her completion of the jail treatment program, she was supposed to move on to Lake Geauga, what was it, Oak House? She was, which was supposed to start tomorrow. And Ms. Garipa told me yesterday, just informed me just now, she's still looking forward to entering Oak House. I don't know if that's an option for tomorrow or not. Your Honor, if the court does want her to go back in the jail treatment program.
Who has the slightest idea whether there's still a spot open tomorrow?
I can have Ms. Mayer from my office look into it right now and follow up with the court.
Call her right now.
That's fine, Your Honor.
And why don't you call the goddamn jail and tell them I'm fucking pissed, okay?
So, he came back.
Mr. Loftus. Your Honor, we're
Whoa, whoa,
actually
whoa,
set
whoa,
for
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa.
motion hearing here this afternoon.
He came back, and that was all we heard. It was that sound. So I don't know what happened, and I think I'm okay, not knowing any more about that case. Okay. So I watched that last night, and I was like, oh my God, holy hell. So I'm on Judge O'Donnell's site on YouTube. And I'm like, he maybe smashed his mic. I don't know. We heard him on the way out. I don't know. If he can, he won't get in trouble from my channel. Law Talk with Mike played this. So, it's already, everybody's already seen it. It's definitely not going to get hidden. Not that. I don't think it's illegal for a judge to say those words. So, I don't know how the next person felt, because that was the end of the day. I was 7 hours into the day. Wasn't it? I think it was. Yes, it was. And that was his last live stream. So there were no live streams after that to see if he came back to her. That's all we saw. So, I'm on his site, and I decide to sort his videos by most popular. And I played his most popular clip. I'm outraged. I am beyond angry. I am absolutely outraged at what I saw, and that's what's coming up. There is no words to describe how unbelievably horrible this clip is, how unbelievably horrible this man is. So, a lot of you won't make it to the end of this clip. You just won't. This, I think, might be Judge O'Donnell's worst case. I don't know that. It's clickbait. You know what I mean? It's just a title on a thumb. But it's his most popular case. And there is a child involved. There is nothing, sexual about it. Thank you. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. It's not worse. Obviously it's not worse than that. And I'm sure he's had that in his court. So, this isn't his worst case. But it's freaking bad. I am shook to my core at this clip that I watched. So, if you are not prepared to be outraged, so angry, and shook to your very core, go watch a kitten video. This stream is not for you. This is a court channel. We're watching a court clip. And it's unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. So get ready to get outraged. And it's fine, because it just makes you really mad, Denisha. It just makes you really mad. The child is not physically, it's not horrible physical assault. Like broken bones and broken ribs. No. That's not the problem. That's not what happens here. The child gets spanked, but that's not the problem here. It's worse. You'll see. Like this child, you'll see.
However, it is the state's understanding that Mr. O'Neill is desirous of entering a guilty plea and accepting the state's offer here today, which I can put on the record for the court at this time. The offer that has been presented to Mr. O'Neill is a plea of guilty to counts 1 and 2 in the indictment, both felonies of the 3rd degree, endangering children. Count 2, Your Honor, would essentially include the conduct that was originally charged in counts 3, 4, and 5. Counts 1 and 2 do not merge. They are separate acts, separate conduct. We would ask that the court proceed to sentencing. It's my understanding that we have a joint recommendation with respect to sentencing to present to the court here today for a total prison term of 24 months. We would ask that Mr. O'Neill also be credited 73 days of
24 months is what they're asking for. Months.
jail, and we would ask at the appropriate time that the court dismiss the balance of the indictment if that plea and sentencing is forthcoming here today, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Loftus.
Thank you, Judge. Attorney Blake's recount of the offer that has been relayed is correct. I have met with my client prior to coming on the record here today several times, explaining that offer to Mr. O'Neill as well as to Mr. O'Neill's family. I believe that after having conversations with him and then relaying the substance of that to Prosecutor Blake, Mr. O'Neill is in agreement with that joint recommendation by the state, is willing to proceed accordingly.
Oh my gosh. That was so scary. My chat got disconnected for a second. I thought YouTube knew what I was about to play and just banned my whole channel. I need to calm down. I need to calm down for a second. Am I still live? Just want to make sure that I'm still live. It's like Facebook. You know how these social medias read your mind, and they know. They read your mind. I thought they just banned me. They didn't, because this came directly from Facebook. I mean, from wherever we are. I don't give a shit. So yeah, I'm not banned. That's good. That's a good thing. Having a mini heart attack. I was demonetized once before, Denisha. It's PTSD.
Is that correct, Mr. O'Neill?
Yes, sir.
All right, how old are you?
I am 42.
Hi, security.
43.
Hi.
And how far did you go through school?
I graduated high school.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Prior to coming to court, have you taken any drugs or alcohol or any prescription medication in the last 48 hours?
No, sir.
Have you ever been diagnosed with or treated for any mental illness?
No, sir.
Did you get a copy of the indictment?
Yes, I did, yes.
All right, it's been represented to me you're going to plead guilty to counts 1 and 2, both endangering children, both felonies of the 3rd degree, and then the remaining counts will be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
All right, before I accept your guilty plea, I need to determine that you know and understand the constitutional rights you'll be waiving, the consequences of your guilty plea, and the maximum penalty I could give you, and I need to be satisfied that your guilty plea is being made freely, knowingly, and voluntarily. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you don't understand a question or you want to talk some more to Mr. Loftus, let me know and I'll give you more time. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have a constitutional right to have a trial, either to me or to a jury of 12 Lake County citizens. Do you understand that right?
Yes, sir.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you go to a jury trial, all 12 members must agree to a guilty verdict before you can be found guilty. Do you understand that right?
Yes, sir.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you go to trial, the prosecutor will call witnesses to testify against you. Do you understand the prosecutor must prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt at a trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
After the witnesses are done testifying for the prosecutor, you have the constitutional right to have your lawyer cross-examine those witnesses. Do you understand that right?
Yes, sir.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, sir.
If you go to trial, you have the right to have witnesses come here and testify for you. Do you understand that right?
Yes, sir.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If those witnesses refuse to come to court, I'll issue an order called a subpoena to make them come and testify. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to testify at trial if you want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, sir.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, sir.
You have the constitutional right to not testify at trial if you do not want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, sir.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, sir.
If you decide not to testify at trial, nobody is permitted to comment on that decision. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you go to trial and you're found guilty, you have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you file an appeal, you have the constitutional right to have a lawyer represent you in the appeal. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you could not afford to hire a lawyer, one will be provided at no cost to you. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you file an appeal, you're entitled to have a transcript of all the hearings in this case. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could not afford to copy those transcripts, they'd be given to you at no cost. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty today, you will not have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about any of your rights?
No, sir.
You still want to plead guilty to these two charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand by pleading guilty, you're fully admitting your guilt to the charges.
Yes.
You understand by pleading guilty to this felony that you're voluntarily giving up your freedom for whatever period
By fully admitting his guilt, what he really means is he's going to make excuses and blame everybody else.
of time I could sentence you to prison, to jail, or to community control.
Yes, Your Honor.
In count one, endangering children is a felony of the third degree. It carries a 36-month maximum prison sentence and a $10,000 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Count two, endangering children is a felony 3 with a 36-month maximum prison sentence and a $10,000 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I could give you a consecutive sentence. That means one sentence after another for the separate offenses. If I did that, you face a maximum prison sentence of 72 months and a maximum fine of $20,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand your felony conviction prevents you from owning or possessing a firearm.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if a prison term is imposed in this case, you will have to serve a period of post-release control of at least 1 year up to 3 years under the parole authority.
Yes, Your Honor.
They will place conditions on you. If you violate their conditions, they could return you to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If that violation is a new felony, then you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for that violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If that occurs, the maximum prison sentence for that violation would be the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if a prison term is imposed, you are eligible for judicial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
You could be placed on community control for up to 5 years, but if you violated any conditions, I could send you to prison for 72 months. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you that I would be lenient on you just because you're pleading guilty today?
No.
Has anybody promised you what I will sentence you to in this case?
Yes. Or no.
Let me try that again. Has anybody promised you what I will sentence you to in this case?
Oh, no.
All right. Do you understand I do not have to follow the recommendation made by the prosecutor or your lawyer?
Yes, I understand that.
Have you had enough time to talk to Mr. Loftus before pleading guilty today?
Yes.
Has he discussed everything about your case and answered all of your questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the advice he has given you?
Yes.
Have you been threatened or coerced in any way to plead guilty today?
No, Your Honor.
Are you freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entering your guilty plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
I
any
am
questions?
threatening him. I am
Ms.
threatening
Blake, if
him.
the case went to trial, what would the evidence show?
Thank you, Your Honor. Had this matter proceeded to trial, the state would have proven the following with respect to count one, Your Honor. Between the dates of October 31st, 2022 and November 30th, 2023, in Painesville Township, Lake County, Ohio, the defendant, he, by the way, is the father of the minor victim in this case. The minor victim, GTO, was 6 to 7 years of age at the time. The defendant did recklessly create a substantial risk to GTO's health or safety, and he did that by violating his duty of care, his duty of protection, and or support to GTO. The result of that violation was serious physical harm to GTO. Specifically, Your Honor, over that approximately 1 year period of time, Mr. O'Neill, along with his co-defendant, deprived GTO of food. They would withhold food from him as a form of punishment, and they would limit his access to food. As a result, within 2 days of being removed from this home, GTO was hospitalized on November 19th at the Euclid campus of the Cleveland Clinic. He was thereafter transferred to main campus, where he remained hospitalized until November 25th. He was, at that time, during that hospital stay, diagnosed with malnutrition.
Nan, there's something coming up. I don't know what it is. Maybe you can help. You don't have to.
He was also, which again is consistent, and speaking to the care team at the Cleveland Clinic, consistent with GTO's reports of food being withheld from him. He was also treated for what is called refeeding syndrome. Refeeding syndrome is common.
Rebecca, oh gosh, Rebecca, you came on a bad day. This is bad stuff. Refeeding syndrome, never heard of it.
When electrolytes or other nutrients are reintroduced to someone's diet after a long period of deprivation, refeeding syndrome is something that is commonly seen by health professionals, and GTO had to be treated for that as well during that hospitalization. With respect to count 2, Your Honor, on or about that same time frame, again, in Painesville Township, Lake County, Ohio, Mr. O'Neill did recklessly, cruelly abuse and/or torture GTO. This happened a number of different ways. Again, in combination with his co-defendant, the defendant in this case would require GTO to wear hand restraints when GTO did not need hand restraints. Those hand restraints limited GTO's access to things like food, limited his ability and interfered, quite frankly, with his ability to sleep and his ability to use the restroom, really all daily functions. And there was evidence that GTO was made to wear the hand restraints during the day, but also at night during normal hours when he would be sleeping, or at least attempting to. Additionally, along with his co-defendant, Mr. O'Neill would participate in shoving a rag down GTO's throat on multiple occasions. This interfered with his ability to breathe. His mouth was also duct taped closed. And GTO was forced to participate in what he knew as a form of punishment that he called toe touches. And what this consisted of, Judge, is that GTO would often be locked in the garage of this home with a camera on him at all times. And as a form of some sort of discipline, GTO would be required to perform toe touches from head to toe for long periods of time. And as GTO described it to law enforcement, and as GTO has described it to me, he would be required to do this all day or all night. The facts additionally would have shown, Your Honor, that when the Lake County Sheriff's Department executed a search warrant on this home on November 30th, 2023, they recovered 2 pairs of hand restraints, multiple rolls of duct tape, and they also recovered a sign, a homemade sign, that was hanging on the refrigerator in the garage where GTO was required to perform his toe touches. And the sign read, "If you have energy to play, you have energy to do toe touches all day." All day was capitalized. It was in red letters, underlined, followed by exclamation points. The state submits, Your Honor, that any one of those acts over the significant period of time that we're talking about would have constituted torture or cruel abuse. But most certainly the combination of those acts inflicted upon GTO over that approximate 1-year period of time would have met that threshold. Those are the facts, Your Honor, that the state of Ohio would have proven had this matter proceeded to trial. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Loftus, anything to add to those facts?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. O'Neill, did you hear what Ms. Blake said, that the facts would show if this case went to a trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are those facts true?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your plea to count 1, endangering children, a felony of the 3rd degree?
Guilty.
What is your plea to count 2, endangering children, a felony of the 3rd degree?
Guilty.
Mr. Loftus, you take this, give it to Mr. O'Neill, please.
We have to listen to this lawyer speak, and it's, ugh. And then we have to listen to him speak, and then you really get mad. If you're not already really mad, you're going to get really,
For the
really,
record,
really
too,
mad.
Judge, this plea agreement has been provided by the state, and I have went over this plea agreement before coming on the record here today with Mr. O'Neill.
Is that correct, Mr. O'Neill?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you want to plead guilty, then you need to sign that document.
The child still wants to see him and doesn't want him to go to jail.
You want the attorney part signed now too, as
Yeah.
well, Judge?
Your Honor, just for the record, I have witnessed Mr. Loftus and Mr. O'Neill review the written plea of guilty and judgment entry, and them both signed the document. I am now affixing my signature as well to the document, and with the court's permission, I would return it to the court at this time.
Mr. O'Neill, is this your signature on the written plea of guilty?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want me to accept your written plea of guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Accept the written plea of guilty. Defendant was present with Mr. Loftus, advised of all of his rights, made a knowing, intelligent, voluntary waiver of those rights. He understands the nature of the charge, the consequence of his guilty plea, and the maximum penalty. Find it to be knowing, intelligent, voluntary. I will accept his plea of guilty and find him guilty of count 1, endangering children, a felony 3, and count 2, endangering children, a felony 3. Mr. Loftus, is Mr. O'Neill going to waive his right to a pre-sentence report?
You will, Judge.
Is there any reason not to proceed to sentencing?
No.
All right, what do you have to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I've gotten to know Mr. O'Neill, obviously, through being retained to represent him during this case. I got to know Mr. O'Neill. I got to know his mother, who is also seated in the back of the courtroom here. Through going through the discovery that was provided, through talking with Mr. O'Neill about the certain pieces of information, what the state would be able to show at trial, through explaining that to him and him waiving the attorney-client privilege, if you will, and having some conversations with his family, I believe that this was a very unfortunate situation, to say the least. And I will say, Your Honor, I've represented a lot of criminal defendants. Mr. O'Neill is a very remorseful client that I have. Every time I've talked with him, he has demonstrated accountability. He has demonstrated a willingness to avoid a trial for the sake of his children.
Lies.
He has demonstrated a willingness to take responsibility as the father of these children. He has shown me through all of our meetings and conversations, and I do believe he is very genuine from where he comes from. He knows that this was a gravely serious mistake. This was conduct that is not appropriate. Mr. O'Neill understands that, and he really wishes to not have these children endure this any further from a litigation standpoint. He has broken down in tears, quite frankly, every time I've met with him. He has
Because he was caught.
really expressed, as I've said before, remorse over this
That he was
situation.
caught.
He, looking back at it, knows that this conduct was wrong. He knows that what him and his co-defendant, Ms. McGuire, who was his romantic partner for some period of time, and they resided together, he knows that this is something that should have never happened to these kids or to any child. He understands that. Mr. O'Neill right now is demonstrating his understanding of this situation and how serious it really was. After talking with him and talking with the state judge, I believe, and Mr. O'Neill believes, that the joint recommendation that the state has put on the record here today for 24 months of incarceration for both of these counts is appropriate. Mr. O'Neill's willingness to accept the accountability through this plea agreement, Mr. O'Neill's willingness to accept further incarceration on top of what already he has endured, I think demonstrates that this client knows the situation, that he knows the consequences of this situation, is prepared to face those consequences. So, Your Honor, for those reasons, trying to get the court in the limited time that I have now to understand the man that I have gotten to know over the attorney-client relationship, I urge this court to recognize those factors, as well as the fact that Mr. O'Neill does not have a criminal history in sentencing Mr. O'Neill, and I urge this court to go along, like I said, with the joint recommendation that has been put forth on the record. And I believe Mr. O'Neill has prepared a statement as well, Judge.
All right, Mr. O'Neill, what would you like to tell me for me to consider before I impose sentence?
Stand up.
I just wrote a little thing. You know, sometimes in life, you're influenced by people and situations that cause you to act out of character. And you don't make the right decisions despite giving everything, despite giving you everything. You come up short. My actions show things that I did do, didn't do, things I should have done, and things that I should have done differently. I've had custody of my kids for years with no issues. I was doing what, as a father, I thought was best for my son. I was taking him to the doctor. I was doing, you know, a bunch of things. He was losing weight. I was taking him to the doctor. You know, he had a dietitian that I was going to take him to that I didn't get to. I didn't know about Francesca's past. There's things about her past that detectives told me that I didn't know was going on, that had went on. I ran her name and just minor traffic stuff came up. And detectives told me that Francesca's had another case of abuse that she pled guilty to as well. I don't know, this has destroyed my relationship with my kids, and I don't know if I'll ever get it back. You know, and I'm sorry that I didn't catch on to what Francesca was doing, you know, sooner. She was, you know, you leave your kids and to trust somebody.
Well, when did you catch on to it?
I thought that, you know, I didn't think that she was feeding him. That's why I took him to the doctor. That's why I had a dietitian.
When did you catch on to that?
It took me a while, because she would tell me that my son was acting up. She would tell me different things. She would tell me that I took him to a psychiatrist. He was going to a counselor. I took him to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist put him on medication that obviously he didn't need. And she told me that when his medication, when she put him on this medication, he stopped eating, he wouldn't eat. You know, and it was all a lie from her part, and I believed it because it's something, when you trust somebody with your kids, and they lie to you, you know, and then they lie to you.
All right, so you didn't know any of this was going on until when?
Do not worry. The judge knows he's lying right now, and the judge is going to get him for it.
You know, he started losing weight, and I questioned her about feeding him. And then she told me that it was the pills that he was on is why he was
Right, you
losing
just
weight.
told me that, but
Which
you
is
said,
why-
hold on, you said that you didn't catch on to it. When did you catch on to it? November 17th, I believe November 17th is when these kids were removed. When in
Right.
advance of November 17th did you catch on to it?
His last doctor's appointment, because he kept losing weight, and I kept taking him to the doctor to, you know, maintain, you know, to keep his weight and, you know, keep checking his weight. And it wasn't until the end of October or something, I can't remember the exact date, that me and the doctor recommended he go to a dietitian. And I had that, and I called, and I had the dietitian appointment set up. That was along with the sleep study, because Francesca said he wasn't sleeping. That's why he was up doing toe touches in the middle of the night while I was sleeping for work the next day.
Why was he up doing toe touches in the middle of the night?
Because Francesca told me he wasn't sleeping. And she
So-
was
and
doing
so-
this stuff when I was sleeping at night. First, because I worked first shift.
So
and
you
when
didn't
I
know
go-
he was doing toe touches?
Not at night, no, sir. Well, when I go to bed, I go to sleep.
Okay.
I mean, I'm like out to the world. You can ask my mother. You know, I don't wake. I can sleep through a freight train. And nothing was ever said to me about it. You know, I didn't know that he was up doing them at night.
Did you know he was doing them during the day?
Yes, she told me that she was doing them during the day while I was at work. She would tell me that he was doing them for 10, 15 minutes. That's, if I did the punishment, that's how long I did it for, was 10, 15 minutes.
Punishment of what?
The toe touches.
Why was he being punished with toe touches?
When he would talk back or something like that.
Why
you know.
toe touches?
Because it was, I don't know, it was just something that Francesca started doing, and I went with it because he didn't like it. You know, he knew that it was a form of punishment. I don't know, I'm not trying to deflect. I know my actions weren't good, they weren't the best. You know, I'm trying to hold accountability for the things that I did.
Well, that's fine, except you spent most of the last 10 minutes deflecting to Francesca. I mean, that's what you're telling me, that you were manipulated.
I was. I took a course in domestic violence, and I found out that, you know, I didn't know the abuse thing because I've never been involved in any kind of domestic violence or anything like that.
I would like to
I
introduce you
learned a
to
lot
it.
from the course.
All right, besides being unduly influenced by Francesca, what did you do wrong in this whole thing?
You know, I did. I put the rag in his mouth one time.
Why?
Because he was talking back and I couldn't talk over him. And the rag was sitting there, he was chewing on it because his teeth hurt. And we would put Orajel in the rag.
So
and
the
then we
rag
would
was
chew
his
on it.
idea? Rag in the mouth was his idea originally?
No, we would put Orajel, I would put Orajel in it and then he would chew on the rag. So his teeth were bugging him, the rag was sitting there, I went in there, I was talking to him, because I forget what he had done, but I was yelling, I was trying to figure something out or talking to him, and he wouldn't let me talk, he kept talking over me, the rag was sitting there, so I told him, I put it in his mouth and I said, here, chew on that, let me talk, and then you could talk. And that's, you know, that's what I did.
What else did you do?
I made him do toe touches for 10, 15 minutes, like I said, you know, when I was home, if he was misbehaving or something like that. You know, I mean, I did my part of it. And I'm not.
Orajel makes it's numbing. You use it for toothaches. You put it on your tooth, and it numbs the pain away. And his teeth hurt because he was malnutrition. Now he wasn't getting food. So I'm so mad. Yeah, what Salty said. Read that.
I'm not saying that I didn't, but but what I'm saying is I didn't. I fed him. I don't know. This just got out of control
He
way
was
too fast.
38 pounds.
Right. That's
So don't tell me
the
you fed
doctor.
him.
The doctor said.
Wet. He was 38 pounds. I'm sure that he was fully clothed when they weighed him. He was 38 pounds.
When she first started seeing him, till then, me taking him back and we were watching his weight, he lost a total of 8 pounds altogether.
So he was
After
only,
the 8 pounds, we said, well, we need to get him something. I said, well, what can we do? Because I'm seeing him eat, I'm feeding him. What can we do? And that's when she recommended the dietitian, and I had the dietitian appointment set up.
so when it finally dawned on you at the end of October that all this nonsense was going on, what exactly did you do about it to end it?
My kids came to me and they told detectives that they were deathly afraid of Francesca, that
Well, that was November 9th, okay? What'd you do between the end of October and November 9th?
and I didn't.
I don't understand what's going on right now because I listened to this once, but I was not paying attention. The kids, his kids, the second time he said his kids. So I know there's 2 kids. I know there's a girl, and then there's a 7-year-old boy. The 7-year-old boy is the subject of this whole trial, or hearing, or plea, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't know what. I thought the other child was hers and perfectly fine, treated fine. But if they both came to him and said that they were, I don't know if both of the kids are his and not Francesca's. I don't know if the girl is Francesca's. I don't know anything about the girl because she's not included in this, and I don't know why she's not included in this. I don't understand.
I didn't do anything. I was trying to figure out what to do.
Well, you told me you figured it out, like we're on the end of October. So once you figured it
Right.
out, what
That's
did you
what-
do?
I didn't know what to do. I was
Well, the answer is you did nothing, right? Right.
I was trying to figure out something to do, but I didn't do anything. Right.
How about throwing Francesca out on the street and getting your kids the help they needed? Wouldn't that be the thing to do?
That was an option that I was thinking about, yeah.
Why were you thinking about it? Why didn't you do it?
I don't know.
Okay, you
Because
know
I
why?
made a
Listen to
mistake.
me, listen
Because
to
I made a
me.
mistake.
I don't buy for a minute you didn't know this stuff was going on, because you were knee-deep into it. Okay, and what you didn't know, what Francesca did during the day, you found out about and you did nothing about it. So don't give me this woe is me nonsense that you were unduly influenced by her and manipulated by her. That's garbage. What else you want to say?
That's it, Your Honor.
How long has that sign been up that said in the garage, if you have energy to play, you have energy to do toe touches
I don't-
all day?
I don't even know when she put that up. I
Okay.
didn't,
Why did you allow it to stay up?
I don't, because Francesca told me that she put it up and it made him think about staying up at night.
I mean, isn't that kind of stupid?
It is. It is very dumb. And I should have taken
What's with
time.
these hand restraints?
The hand restraints, he would pick his fingers and his fingers would be bloody. And Francesca looked into it, we both looked into it, and she found these hand restraints. They're cerebral palsy bracelets, they're supposed to help.
Well, he
with
doesn't have
self-healing.
cerebral palsy, does he?
Right, but they were supposed to also help, we read about it, and it was for self-mutilation and all that other stuff, and he was picking his fingers to the point where they were raw. So,
Why was he picking his fingers?
I have no idea. I asked him why he was doing it, and he told me that he didn't know. I asked my son a lot of questions, and his answers were, I don't know.
Okay, did you ask the doctor when you took him there, why is he picking his fingers?
I did, and they didn't have an answer for it either.
So you put him in hand restraints when?
He was in those in maybe 6 months.
For what
we
period?
had asked- I had
When
asked the
did you,
doctor-
like during the course of a day, when did you put him in hand restraints?
I didn't do it during the day. I would put him on at night when he was sleeping or when I seen him picking his fingers.
I
if
thought he
was
wasn't
home from
sleeping at night.
work. Huh?
You told me he wasn't sleeping at night, he
Right.
was up all night.
Yeah, right. I would lay him down in bed.
So
At
when was
night.
it being done during the day?
If I seen him doing it, I would put it, I don't know when she was doing it, but I put him on him. If I seen him picking his fingers, I would ask him, why are you picking your fingers? He'd say, I don't know. Okay, well, I'm gonna put these hand restraints on you for a little bit.
And then what happened when you took him off?
He wouldn't do it. And then he would start doing it again right before bed or something, right before I laid him down, and then I would put him on him at night.
What's the significance of that sign? What, if you have energy to play? Did he have energy to play?
I don't know.
I mean, the
didn't
context of
ever-
that sign is, instead of him playing, if he's got all that energy that he could be playing,
Right,
then
I
maybe
didn't make
he
the
should do
sign.
toe touches instead.
I didn't make the sign, sir.
I know you didn't make the sign. I asked you the significance of it.
I'm guessing it meant that if he's gonna stay up all night and play, then he could do toe touches all day. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
I didn't make that sign. I didn't make my son do toe touches.
I know,
all day.
Francesca did it. How often were you accessing that camera at home while you were gone during the day?
I wasn't, sir. I was
You
at
weren't.
work. I can't be on my phone and do my job at the same time. I was the only one working in my household. I couldn't afford to lose my job.
Well, you told Detective Ross when you got suspicious that Gabriel wasn't eating,
Right.
that she wasn't feeding him.
And that's when I.
You said while you were at work, you saw him in his room eating on the camera in his bedroom.
Right.
So you did check in.
Right, I mean, I
Right.
would check it on that day, on the occasion where.
I asked you that because you told me you didn't, because you were at work.
I was on lunch, sir, when I checked that, and I checked it because because I had those suspicions.
How many times you hit him with the wooden spoon?
I didn't.
You didn't. Why'd you tell Detective Ross that you did, maybe just once, and you believe the spoon
Well,
broke?
yeah.
Did you tell him that?
was-
Did you tell him that?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
It
so you
was-
told me you never used it on him,
it
but you
was-
did.
It was this wooden spoon, it's not a wooden spoon that you're thinking of. It was like a craft spoon. It was in
Okay,
3 pieces.
that's not the point of my question, Mr. O'Neill.
And I did it
I asked you about using the wooden spoon, you told me you didn't.
I did it
You
once.
told Detective Ross that you did it once and it broke.
Right.
I don't care what kind of spoon it is, okay? Why are you,
It didn't
if you're remorseful, why are you lying to me? What about this green vine?
I don't know about any green vines.
You don't
sir.
know about it.
I never knew about any green vine.
What was wrong with his teeth?
He needs a lot of dental work done.
Why?
It's the way that his teeth grew in. All of
Okay.
his bottom teeth are, his baby teeth didn't fall out, his.
What
adult
else is
teeth
wrong
grew
with
in.
his teeth?
Detective Ross showed me pictures of his teeth being chipped. I don't know when that happened.
You never noticed that?
No, it must have just happened right before they came and got him because
Well,
he
why
never-
were you guys putting Oragel on a rag and sticking it in his mouth?
For his bottom teeth, he said were bugging.
Why didn't you go to the dentist?
I was finding a dentist, my insurance at work kept changing, so I needed to find a dentist that accepted my insurance, and I was looking into that.
Well, I'm going to presume you didn't take him to the dentist
No,
because you didn't want to take him to the dentist.
no, my
Because maybe the
insurance kept
dentist would
changing
ask
at
why
work,
his
sure.
teeth are chipped. That's why you didn't take him to the dentist.
My son said that Francesca punched him in the mouth and chipped
All
his
right,
teeth.
so
I
now
don't know.
See, it's like I'm a dentist trying to pull teeth to get information out of you. I asked you what was wrong with his mouth and why it was chipped, and you said you didn't know, that it just happened, but now you told me Francesca popped him in the mouth.
That's what Gabriel said. I assume that you had read that.
Okay,
I
don't
didn't
assume
see it-
anything.
I didn't see it personally. I didn't see it and it happened. I didn't see his mouth.
Doesn't
I didn't
matter if
see
you
it-
saw it happen, you knew it existed.
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
Not until Detective Ross showed me a picture of it.
What about the duct tape? What about putting duct tape over his mouth?
It was a little piece of duct tape, and I put it on his mouth for him to be quiet. It was like a sliver. It didn't affect him any.
No?
It didn't affect
Putting
his
duct
breathing.
tape over his mouth didn't affect him any. Did you just hear yourself say that?
Well, it didn't affect his breathing or anything like that.
Okay,
Is what
just
I
shut
meant.
him up for a while.
It was a little sliver, no bigger than this.
You don't really expect me to believe that, do you?
Sir, I was there. And
You were there.
I'm being truthful and I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, you haven't been truthful the whole time you've been talking. So why was he the constant recipient of punishment by you? Constant.
I was looking for answers from him, sir,
Looking for answers from him to what questions?
to what was going on, why he was acting the way that he was acting.
Acting how? What do you
Why I
mean?
was being told that he was acting the way that he was. Talking back, yelling, hitting, biting, punching. He was punching himself is what I was told. I asked him
He
why
was punching himself?
That's what
Okay,
I have
because
a
he was
video
punching
of.
himself, you were punishing him?
No, I was asking him why, and he wouldn't tell me. He wouldn't give me an answer as to why.
A 7-year-old wouldn't give you an answer as to why he was punching himself, so you punished him. Is that right? Is that what
No.
I'm to understand?
No, I was looking for other answers too. Why he was losing the weight? Because I was taking him to the doctor. I was taking him all these things. I yelled
He
at
was
him.
losing, he was 38 pounds
Right.
because the two of you weren't feeding him. That's why he was 38 pounds.
I was feeding him, sir.
Yeah. You just weren't feeding him fast enough such that he was losing weight at a rapid pace, right?
I was feeding him when I was home from work, sir. I
Okay.
was feeding
So,
breakfast. I was
so,
feeding
so you
him-
didn't know what was going on. You're feeding him. He's 38 pounds. Did you ask Francesca, are
That's
you
why I was
feeding him?
taking- That's why, yes, I did.
And what did she
And
say?
that's why I looked at the video that day. And I seen him eating, because she said, oh, I'm feeding him. And then I called on the phone and Gabriel said, yeah, she's feeding me, Dad. She's feeding me all this food. And so I looked on the camera and he was eating. And I didn't check it after that. I checked it one time, seen that he was eating, so I assumed that he was getting fed during the day. And I didn't feel the need to check it anymore.
38 pounds. You didn't feel the need to check it anymore.
I didn't know, I wasn't checking his weight at home, that's why I was taking him to the doctor.
Okay. You didn't check his weight, so you didn't know he was 38 pounds?
I wasn't checking it at home.
Did he look a little skinny to you?
Yes, he did, and that's why I
Okay.
was taking him to the doctor.
Right.
That's why I took him to the doctor. I was taking him to the doctor once, twice a month.
Well, here's, your problem is you prioritized this Francesca over your kids. That's your problem. And you didn't
I
care.
agree with that.
You didn't care what was going on.
Yo, that is absolutely not his problem. Oh, no, it's not. The dude,
Okay? As long as Francesca was still there.
And I agree with
Why didn't you ever let him go out and play?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I didn't
Why don't you know?
really think about it.
You didn't think about it. Your neighbors haven't seen him
Yeah.
in the better part of a year.
I
They
he
used to
was
see him all the
outside.
time.
He would go outside, he would be in the backyard with us and things like that, where the neighbors couldn't see.
You've got an answer for everything that kind of absolves you of everything, don't you?
I'm telling you what I know, Your Honor. I'm telling you, I know he was outside with me because I would take him outside in the backyard with me. Where the neighbors can't see.
Did you ever see Francesca abuse your kids?
I seen her smack Gabe, yes.
Why? Why did she smack him?
Because he was talking back and I wasn't there, and, well, I was there, I was coming up, I was in the house, I was coming around the corner and I seen her smacking him.
And did you address that with her?
I asked her why she was doing it, and she told me because he's talking back and things like that.
And so that was okay?
I asked Gabe why he was talking back, and he said I didn't know. So, no, I don't think it was okay for her to be hitting my son. I don't say that, I'm not saying that it was right at all.
How many other times did you see her abuse your son?
A few. I mean, it was all her saying, that he was acting up or something like that. It was, and it's like you said, I prioritized her and I
Right.
listened to what she said
Why?
over my kids.
Why did you prioritize her over your kids?
I don't know, sir, because I'm stupid. Because I made a bad choice. I made a wrong choice in a woman.
No,
And
she's not the problem. She's a problem. She's not the problem. You are the problem. What she did, yeah, that's horrible, Bubba. You are the problem. You are the horrible one. You did this.
I made some bad choices. I made some bad choices putting her first. And I shouldn't have done that.
Well, it wasn't a mistake, was it? I mean, it's not a mistake, it's a conscious choice, right? Right? You made a conscious choice to prioritize her over them, right?
Right. It is about my kids, yes. I did. And I did take a domestic violence course, and I did learn a lot from that. I learned that I was abused as well, not physically, but mentally. The things that she was telling me. She tore me away from my family, my mom, my grandma, my aunt. She put a rift there.
You allowed that to happen.
It was different circumstances, sir, and that's a whole different thing.
Well, no, that is the thing, because you allowed it to
No,
happen,
it was-
which caused all this to happen to your kids. You allowed it to happen.
I did. You are right, absolutely. There are a lot of things that happened that shouldn't have. A lot of things,
That's kind of the understatement of the year, isn't it?
a lot of things that were my fault, a lot of things that weren't my fault. That
Well, what wasn't
things
your
shouldn't
fault?
have happened.
What wasn't your fault?
It wasn't my fault that Francesca put a rift in between me and my family.
Everything here is your fault.
It's,
Everything that happened here is your fault. Because you either did it or you allowed it to happen. When you found out, you allowed it to continue. Everything here is your fault. And the tone that you took with your son is one of the most despicable things I've ever read. You know what I'm talking about?
what do you mean? What do you?
You remember ranting, raving at him in the garage?
Yes, sir.
What did you say to him?
Yeah, I wasn't very nice to him.
What did you say to him?
Nah, I told him that it was his fault and
What was his fault?
him being out there.
Why was it his fault?
I was just looking for answers from him, sir, as to,
No, you concluded it was, you weren't looking for answers, you made a conclusion that it was his fault. Why was it his fault?
because he wasn't sleeping at night, sir.
So that's why he's out in the garage doing toe touches all night, because he wouldn't sleep. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Did you ever watch the camera, what you said to him when you went out there when he was doing the goddamn toe touches all night? Did you ever look at it?
I've seen it, sir, yeah.
Okay.
And there's no excuse for my action.
You're right, there's no excuse for your actions. There's no excuse for your statements. 7 years old. 7 years old, 38 pounds. You got him out in the garage doing toe touches below the sign that says, if you have energy to play, you have energy to do toe touches all day. And you out there screaming at him. From the video, this is quoting Mr. O'Neill, the father of this 7-year-old, it's your fucking fault you're up, nobody else's. You remember saying that?
Yes.
It's your fucking fault you pissed the fucking bed, nobody else's, to a 7-year-old. If you're trying to prove something, you're gonna fucking lose. You're gonna get a sore ass every motherfucking time now. I've had a fucking enough. I ought to fucking strangle you. I'm tired of you being a fucking pain in the ass. I'm tired of you not fucking sleeping. You better fucking figure it out. A 7-year-old! You fucking piss yourself to try to fucking prove something. I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking break my fucking hand on your ass!
But tell me again how Francesca's the problem. She's the issue here.
That was the end of your rant. The video shows you walk away and he continues his toe touches. What the hell is wrong with you?
Like I said, there's no excuse for it, sir.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know why I said that. I was at my breaking point when I said that.
You're at the breaking point with a 7-year-old.
I wanted
A
some
38-pound
answers.
7-year-old. What else you want to say?
That's it, Your Honor.
Sit down. Ms. Blake.
Your Honor, as the state has indicated, there is a joint recommendation in this case for a prison term of 24 months. The state will honor that recommendation despite the state's disagreement with Mr. O'Neill's version of events here today. The
Version of
facts-
events, I mean, Jesus, he didn't do a thing.
What the fuck do you mean 24 months? 24 months? It was at this point that I broke something mentally, I think. I don't even know of a crime more deserving of life. I mean, I get murder, other things. There's just in no universe should the word months come into this at all. This was where I was shook. I was beyond shook up until now, but this part really got me. 24 months. The prosecutors there like that. Yeah, that sounds legit. Let's go with 24 months.
The state is disappointed in that recitation of facts, Your Honor, and again, the state believes that the facts of this case speak for themselves. The conduct here is egregious. It's egregious for any person to engage in. It is most certainly appalling for Gabriel's dad to engage in this conduct when he not only had the duty to protect him from it, but the duty to ensure that he himself did not inflict this sort of pain on his son. With that said, Your Honor, I want to talk about Gabriel for a minute. We've heard a lot, and the one thing I didn't hear from Mr. O'Neill was much about this little boy. And I do want the court to know that at 8 years of age, Gabriel has shown more courage and strength than anyone his age should ever have to display. And certainly has shown more courage than the people entrusted with his care. And that to me, honestly, that to me is appalling. When we talk about what this little boy has been subjected to, it surprises me that he somehow, within him, still has ability and capacity for compassion, and he still cares about what happens to his dad here today. And it is with that in mind, and really there are two main reasons why the state entered into this joint recommendation, Your Honor. And despite the defendant's, again, recitation of I guess, facts, the state will honor that joint recommendation, and it's because, one, the state prioritized securing a conviction in this case. The state felt that it was important for the people responsible for this conduct to be held accountable for it. And number two, the state prioritized something that Mr. O'Neill did not, and that was protecting Gabriel and protecting his sister as best that the state could moving forward here in this case. It's with that in mind, Your Honor, that the state balanced to the best of its ability the facts of this case, the sentencing factors, and again, our exhaustive review of all the records available to the state of Ohio, and arrived at the joint recommendation of 24 months. Certainly the aggravating facts of the case are clear, and I don't need to belabor them or be redundant. I will just say, though, I strongly surmise or speculate that the good doctors at the Cleveland Clinic probably wouldn't have been so puzzled about what was happening to Gabriel if Mr. O'Neill and Francesca McGuire had indicated that food was withheld from him, that he was required to sleep on a floor, his bedding had been removed, and that he was required to stay up all night doing toe touches. I'm guessing that the good folks at the Cleveland Clinic would have been able to figure out what was going on. So with that said, again, the aggravating facts of the case are clear, but for the record, in mitigation, the state also took into account Mr. O'Neill's lack of criminal history, the fact that he was desirous in some way of resolving and accepting some level of responsibility or culpability for his conduct here. I will say it did appear that he was cooperative with the Lake County Sheriff's Department. He did provide his phone to Detective Ross and allowed a examination of his phone to occur, which resulted in the collection of evidence. With all of that said, Your Honor, he does deserve punishment for this conduct. We are asking that this court adopt the jointly recommended term of 24 months. The state has, as indicated, balanced all of the information available to it in arriving at that recommendation, and I would submit that to the court here today. Thank you, Judge.
All right, I've listened to what council's had to say, what Mr. O'Neill's had to say. Reviewed a couple letters that were sent to me. Reviewed Detective Ross's narrative report. Considered all the provisions of 292911, 292912, 292913, and 292914. This is one of a handful, 3, maybe 4 cases I've seen in 10 years that is amongst the most repulsive that I've seen. What a 42-year-old man does to primarily his 7-year-old child and his daughter. Treating them much worse than they would treat barnyard animals. It's repulsive what you did to him. And everything you talk about deflects what you did onto Francesca. And not one word from you about how he's doing now. Because you're consumed with self-pity. I am not going to adopt the joint recommendation of counsel because I don't believe it's appropriate in this case. On count 1, I'm going to sentence you to 36 months in prison. On count 2, I'm going to sentence you to 36 months in prison. Those sentences will be consecutive to one another for a total of 72 months because that's what's necessary to protect the public from future crime and for appropriate punishment and they are not disproportionate to the seriousness of your offenses that you engaged in for a year. And at least 2 of these offenses were committed as part of a course of conduct, and the harm caused by the 2 offenses was so great or unusual that no single prison term for any of these offenses committed as part of this course adequately reflects the seriousness of your conduct. You get credit for 73 days, and the costs are assessed, and then when you get out, you're going to be on post-release control for a year, up to 3 years, under the parole authority, with conditions. If you violate the conditions, parole authority can send you back to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. If your post-release control violation is a new felony, then you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which is the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control. The remaining charges are dismissed. Anything else, Ms. Blake?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Loftus?
No, Judge. All right.
Whew. Whew. I was shook. I told you I was shook. No, it's not enough. Hell no, it's not enough. No. 6 years is better than 24 months. Consecutive. I'm just hoping that sorry. I'm just hoping that he violates all kinds of shit in jail and he gets more time while he's in there. Ooh. All right, we need a cleanser after that. And luckily, I'm like I have the memory of a fish. So I know this was wholesome, funny the last time we watched it, and I don't remember any of it. So we are definitely going to close on. So what happened is this judge isn't a judge anymore, so no. I mean, he retired. He didn't like get fired or anything. He retired. He fills in every once in a while. But no, I can't get more of him. So do not fall in love. You are going to fall in love with this judge. But don't. He's just going to hurt you in the end. This is from one of my old streams. So there I am, sort of in the bottom. Hopefully I don't talk too damn much. This will cleanse us after that crap we just watched. This will do a good job.
I think both parties were here. This is the final hearing, I believe. So let's see, the moving party, I guess, is Mr. Green.
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me what's going on.
Well, we had a temporary order in place where for the months of March, April, and May, I was on a, I guess, a trial period as far as patient with my daughter, and went well. And so I'm moving to finalize an order. I'm also moving to have a meeting point. I live in Columbia, South Carolina, and my daughter lives in Atlanta, Georgia. The meeting point has
I love that color. I love it.
As the exit, but I'm willing to go as far as 165 if that cuts down on travel time for the mother.
Okay, all right. And I think there's a child support order out of Lexington County. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
So we're only dealing with the issue of visitation and scheduling a meeting points. What my understanding is that right with you?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Harden, what do you say to that?
Yes, he and I, we've spoken on that, and yes, we have made an agreement. As far as the meeting point, I did let him know that when I'm available, if it's not due to work or anything like that, then I will meet him at a meeting point.
All right.
So as far as
all right, did y'all agree on a schedule, or do you want me to put a schedule in place?
Well,
I'm gonna let go ahead. I'm gonna let Ms. Harden talk first on this one, then I'll come back to you, Mr. Green.
All right.
So I think the arrangement that we created on our own has been working. Do you agree, James?
Yes. It has been.
That's
I
refreshing.
want to see how the school year, as far as once a month.
I need a little help now. When I don't know what y'all's agreement is, tell me what y'all's agreement is. Is it every other weekend? Is it one weekend a month? Or is it
Charles?
splitting the school holidays? I think your daughter's 12. How old is she?
Yes, sir. She's 12.
Okay, and so she'll be going into the 6th or 7th grade?
7th, yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So was this y'all's agreement once a month, every other weekend? How was y'all's agreements get planned out?
It was scheduled for once a month. And as far as like holidays, we were going to work that out between us. Summer months, we didn't really get to discuss that. I was hoping to maybe get her a month after summer.
He gets better. He gets so much better.
Summer, so, when school gets out, you get 2 weeks, and then she gets 2 weeks, and then you get 2 more
alternate.
to that. So you end up with 4 weeks, but it's not. It's 2 a break and then 2 more. That's what my summers usually do, because children only have that 8 weeks of summer versus when I was a child, we got 3 full months. All right. And y'all, that's what happens when you get to be old. You had 3 full months, but we did not have fall break. You had the day before, you had the Good Friday, and you had a couple of weeks of Christmas. But other than that, you were in school and getting paddled. Well, I was, not everybody else. Okay, so why don't we do this? I'm gonna. Do y'all have a particular weekend each month that y'all had scheduled, or what?
It's usually every 4th weekend. Like, so for instance, I have Jada now. So I'm actually bringing her back to Atlanta today.
Okay.
So as far as August, because in a week I'm leaving to go to military training.
Where you going?
Columbia. I'm staying in Columbia, but we do our annual training. We do different locations each summer.
So you in the reserves or National Guard?
National Guard.
Okay, all right. So why don't we do this? If it's been the 4th weekend of each month, I'm gonna put it in that 4th weekend of each month, but y'all may alter it should you agree. I'm gonna give you each 4 weeks in the summer, 2 and 2. I'm gonna put in there you alternate national holidays, but because y'all appear to be communicating like adults and seem to be able to resolve in this matter, because the daughter's old enough that she recognized what's going on between the two of y'all. So y'all apparently on your best behavior, and that works really well. So I will put a basic order in place, but it's the floor. All right. If y'all want to do something otherwise, you certainly are capable because you're adults. But the minimum is you get 1 weekend a month, you get basically half the summer, and you alternate national holidays. Now, historically, some people have celebrated Christmas a day or two before, a day or two after, but I like to split Christmas. From Christmas, one person gets from schools out till Christmas Day at 2, the other gets Christmas Day at 2 until New Year's Day at 2, and then the next year will be the other way around. That's up to y'all, but I'll put the same as whomever gets Santa Claus, because I believe in Santa Claus, whoever gets Christmas Eve with Santa Claus, then doesn't get Thanksgiving that year, goes to the other year, all right? So if you have her with you for Thanksgiving, then you'll pick her up at 2 o'clock on Christmas Day, and then the other next year it'd be just the opposite. You won't have Thanksgiving week, but you'll have school out until Christmas Day at 2. That way everybody gets to share in the excitement and disappointment about what children get on Christmas Day. So, all right. Anything else I need to put in this order? Do I need to put in the order the location for y'all for the exit number, or do y'all, sometimes the government changes the numbers. I don't think they will from here on out, but you agree in the meeting.
The location for y'all The judge just said that. He's a sitting judge. The location for y'all?
Or at exit 162?
Well,
I can't wholeheartedly agree to that meeting point. If I can meet him, I just have to calculate it myself. I can't say I can meet him at that particular meeting point. And then
Y'all
it's
have the
also,
ability-
I have a very, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, and
No,
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I also have a late schedule. I'm only off on Saturdays and Sundays, so I know he usually tries to pick her up on Fridays. I don't get off until like 6:30 in the evenings.
Man,
So
doesn't
that's what
matter
I'm trying-
driving. I'm not gonna put a time frame, but I think it ought to be on Friday evening, and it could be a little bit later. Y'all can pick the spot. All right? So the weekend begins to me on Friday.
Well,
And people I've worked with sometimes think it begins Thursday afternoon and don't want to, not this group, but I'm gonna say Friday to Sunday, unless y'all agree otherwise, 1 week in a month. What do you
well,
say to
well, that works out because I actually picked my son up from Lancaster, South Carolina. So the fact that she gets off at 6:30 actually gives me enough time to get down
Okay.
there.
All right, okay. All right. Then y'all each have what they call cell phones, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, all right, good. Well, then apparently those things operate across state lines, so y'all can communicate on the time and the locations, but it's gonna be the fourth weekend of every month. Yeah, we'll split the summertime, we'll split national holidays, and then y'all can expand them if y'all agree. You know, really, you should have this order, then you should stick it in a file and never have to look at it again because y'all are able to communicate appropriately, all right? Anything else I need to hear from either one of y'all?
Well, this is for Ms. Harden. Now 160, it adds 30 minutes to mine, but I can go as far as 160 if that be a base.
I'm going to make a conscious effort to just like really look at the location because I haven't done it. And I've talked to you about that. I've said what I've said. But I am going to make the conscious thought to actually look at it and like really try to find a meeting point. I'll work with you.
Okay, good. 'Cause let me be honest with y'all. I'm not a preacher, all right? I'm not here to give forgiveness to everybody.
Yes, you are, though, aren't
Y'all
you?
work it out. If you don't, then I'll do what the court has to do, all right? I'm excited for y'all. This sounds like it's working. Remember the key
I'm not a preacher. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Shut up. Hi,
to
Bill.
successful
Hi,
parenting
Bill.
between two parties that are not together is the ability for each of you to bite your tongue and not say everything that comes to mind. Okay?
Yes, sir.
There you go. All right. I'll get y'all in order. I wish you the best of luck and have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Next, we have Dalton Skaggs
When
and
is
Caroline
O'Donnell
Ross.
up? We did O'Donnell. It was.
Yes, sir.
Whew,
All right.
whew.
Mr.
I highly suggest you do not go back and watch it. I just suggest you don't watch this stream. It ain't good.
Skaggs here.
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. Ross.
Present.
Okay. Okay. Y'all tell me what's going on. I will start. Looks like Mr. Skaggs, you're the moving party. Tell me what's going on, and I'll hear from Ms. Ross.
Yes, sir. I filed a petition for divorce for Ms. Ross on January 4th, and we haven't come to a settled agreement, and I believe that's why we're here.
Okay. All right. Now, it's my understanding
Oh,
y'all have no children.
Bill, the first 6-7 minutes, excellent. Excellent. And then just skip that part. Skip all the next part.
Is that correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. My understanding, y'all don't have to joint property to divide. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, then I'm confused in why you're here. If you have no children and you don't have any property to divide, what would be an issue remaining from either one of y'all?
Am I allowed to?
You may speak, and then I'll
Okay.
go back to Skaggs. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So Dalton sent me a settlement agreement and I signed it this morning.
Okay. All right. Have you gotten it back, Mr. Skaggs?
He answered my email.
I received the settlement agreement that I sent Ms. Ross months ago, and she finally signed it.
Not worried about when you sent it. Look, I sent my taxes in the other day. I have to pay the price. Would y'all both do me a favor, because I've just gotten chastised? Would y'all both raise your right hand? Do you swear a firm testimony about to give the matter opinion for the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, have you got?
Yes, sir.
So you now have a settlement agreement that has been signed by Mrs. Ross, although if it were a library book, she'd have to pay a lot of money in fines, right?
It's been initialed by Ms. Ross, not signed. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And let me ask you this. Tell me the date y'all were married.
June 10th, 2023.
And when did y'all separate?
I believe it was November 6th, 2023.
Okay, and since that date, have y'all...
November 17th.
All right, but let me ask you this. Y'all both have been separated for at least 30 days. Is that correct?
No tax refund.
All right.
It's just a divorce.
As you've alleged, the marriage is irretrievably broken. Is there any hope of y'all going back together?
No, sir.
Okay, then I'll grant you a divorce. If you want to sign that agreement and send it into the court, we'll do that. And I presume that since there's no property divide, then what we want to do from here on out is simply live well. If you want revenge on the other party, you just live well and move on, okay?
Yes, sir.
You'll submit that document to the court. We'll attach it to the final divorce decree. Ma'am, you initialed it, is that correct?
Correct. I didn't sign because there's no notary, and that's actually a question I had if we e-file it or bring it down to the courthouse.
Well, I'll ask Ms. Simmons that. Ms. Simmons, can they just e-file it?
It's fine. They've said on the record that they
All right.
agreed to it. If Mr.
Okay.
Skaggs, if you could actually e-file it once you sign it. And if you have any issues e-filing it, just just contact our staff.
Okay, and then I do have one question.
Sure.
With the document, should I have Ms. Ross sign it and then send me the document so I can initial and sign and then e-file it?
Y'all don't have to, we've got on the record that y'all agreed to this settlement agreement.
Yeah.
So you can just sign it. You don't even have to get it notarized and just e-file it. It just needs to be on the court file, and the judge will do an order that incorporates it.
Yes, ma'am. I guess just my question. I apologize. I guess my question was just, does Ms. Ross only initialed and not signed? Do we have to get her to sign it?
She's admitted. I don't think you need to worry about getting her to sign it. I just don't want anybody to change it and say one person owes the other one $1 million, which quite frankly has happened before with me. It wasn't $1 million, but it was a lot of money. So y'all agreed to it. I appreciate it. I wish y'all the best of luck, both of y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next we have
That was the only clip I was going to get, but I'm just going to keep it going for the next 10 minutes because I love this judge.
Aquarius Flint versus Desiree Hunter. And if I mispronounce it, I apologize. Is Mr. Flint here? Okay. I think you need to unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay. And is Ms. Hunter here? Okay. Make sure you're unmuted. Okay. This is a petition for legitimation. Is there any objection to the legitimation, Ms. Hunter?
No.
Okay. All right. Didn't file a response. And how old is Destin?
8 years old.
Okay. Now, has his father participated in his life up to this point?
Yes.
Okay. So his father should have visitation with his son. Does he get visitation?
Yes.
Okay. How often is that? Do you know?
We do every other weekend.
Okay.
And
All right. Perfect. So what we consider some kind of a traditional visitation schedule?
Well, we agreed to every other week.
Every other week?
I
Well,
didn't.
Yes.
Well, I didn't. I just said it would interfere with his schooling.
Yeah, I got problems with children under the age of 12 living out of a suitcase. I don't mind every other weekend extended holidays, but when a child's in school, it's a little difficult. 8 years old, he can't be in the second or third grade. What grade's he in?
He's going to the third.
Okay, where's he go to school?
He goes to Charles Drew.
Okay, Charles Drew. Okay, that's a good school. All right. Where do you live, Mr. Flint?
Snellville.
Okay, all right. And so I presume when you exercise your visitation that you come to Decatur or DeKalb County and pick up Destin and then go back and forth?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Are we paying any child support or is that a separate matter?
Separate matter.
Goodbye, Beck.
All right,
Love you,
then let
love
me
you,
ask
love
this.
you.
Are you paying child
Miss you every
support
day.
through the department?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir.
Okay. All right. So how are you supporting your child?
I pay for what need to be paid for. I buy clothes and shoes. I give them.
Yeah, that doesn't cut it.
Me and Desiree just split up within the last year and a half. We were
Okay.
living together up until Destin was 7 years old.
Okay.
We just recently split.
Y'all
Okay,
come
all
back
right.
now, you
Well,
hear?
at some point in time, she's going to go see the child support office because while that may have worked when you're living together, because, you know, we're sharing expenses, we're helping paying for the apartment or the house and car payments and insurance. But once you're separated, it's never, I won't say never, the court finds it difficult for a custodial parent to have to say to the non-custodial parent, hey, I need some money. Yeah, he needs shoes. He needs that gives the appearance of one having to beg. And I don't like for custodial parents, and I don't mean that in an ugly way. I have to ask the other side. That's what child support's for. I'm not going to order it. However, she's going to go to the child support office pretty soon if y'all can't reach an agreement regarding what the guidelines call for. So I'll grant the legitimation. I don't think it doesn't require a name change, does it?
No.
Okay. All right. And so I'm going to award just basic custody, but in the summertime, y'all need to split. All the national holidays you need to split. And if y'all can agree on other stuff, such as if Destin and Miss Hunter, you're okay with his, Daddy having him Sunday night, get him to school on Monday morning, that's fine. But I don't want him being toting back and forth 1 week on and 1 week off, at least from Snellville back to Charles Drew. That's just too much. So I can't do that. That's just not in my wheelhouse. Anything else I need to put in this order?
No, we do alternate the holidays already, and the summer he wants to do. I guess. Well, earlier I heard you say you do 2 weeks.
But if y'all want to agree, if y'all want to do it differently, because you certainly can tell me how you like. If y'all do it differently, what works for y'all? Because you know judges can mess up one-car funerals. So, what do y'all normally like to do for summertime?
Well, I normally enroll him in after-school program. I mean, but it's fine if you know, I guess he get the 2 weeks or we do month every other.
All right, Mr. Flint, what would you prefer?
I just want to be able to see my son.
I know that, but I'm asking you a specific question about summertime visitation. Would you like 2 weeks and then off 2 weeks and then have him 2 more weeks? Or would you like him for the month of June and she has it for the month of July? How would you like?
I would prefer them the whole month.
Okay. All right. Miss Hunter, can you live with that? He gets him in June and you get him in July.
I guess that's fine.
Okay.
But July, he goes to school in July.
Right at the end of July, he comes back with you. So doesn't he start school about the 28th, the 27th?
The 24th. He starts school the 24th.
Mess up a one-car
Okay,
funeral.
all right. When does he get out of school? Memorial Day?
Yeah, somewhere around there, like the 23rd or the 24th
Okay.
of May.
All right. Well, here's how it was. I'm okay with that because you'll get him until the end of May, and then Father will get him for the month of June, and you'll get him for the month of July. I'll put down, we'll split up the national holidays, and anything y'all can agree on outside of that, you're certainly welcome to. All right. We just need to have something in place, because the reality is this: y'all are no longer living together because something happened, can't get along, whatever. And I don't want that to bubble up over the relationship that y'all have with your son. And it just happens, okay? So that's why I put this order together, that in the event that y'all have a falling out more so, then everybody's rights are protected up as far as Destin is concerned, okay?
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Flint, from you?
No.
Okay. All right. I'll get you an order.
It's a few things. I want to be able to, how can I be involved as far as knowing my son, like medicals and being able to doctor's appointment, because I'm really shunned from everything.
Good question.
No, you as the legitimated father, you have the right. I'm going to put that in the order. Well, let me do this. Let me get y'all to both raise your right hand.
Hold on. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. My phone. I don't know what just happened. Okay, hey.
Everybody raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm testimony about to give the matter opinion before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so be God?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Everything y'all have told me is true and correct, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now here's the deal. In this order, Mr. Flint, you will have the right to all his medical records. You'll have the right to go to school and look at school records, all right? Because you're his father. So he can't prevent you from any of that. She will have
Donald,
to let you know
congratulations and thank
where he
you.
goes to the doctor. I'm sure you probably already know, and where he goes to school. But if you don't, she has to keep you informed. The custodial
I
parent has to keep the
don't. I wish it would just a little bit, but no.
Informed of where they go to school, where they go to doctor. There's a change of address. And with this order, as the legitimated father, you have the right to go to the school, to meet with his teachers. But I need to tell you something. Since several family members of mine are school teachers or were school teachers, if there's a parent-teacher conference, you don't need to make the teacher meet y'all separate. Y'all need to be in the same room so you can hear the teacher one time, all right? But you'll have that right as a father. You've been the father, but as a legitimated father, you have that right. So, and I'm sure that Ms. Hunter's going to cooperate. She won't have any problem doing that. Just give you the notice, all right? Remember, I'm optimistic, all right? Y'all have done a good job, apparently, with Destin. You know, sometimes I got parents come in here and say, don't make me pick up my child. You know, y'all, you don't have that problem. Y'all both want Destin with you. He's doing well in school. He's at a great school. So y'all are going to do fine. You'll get the order, and you can do those things. You can, you know, but don't wear everybody out. Somebody makes a B on a paper, it's just a one-time deal, all right? I'm still working on my spelling from the 3rd grade. I didn't do very well then, so really, just let Destin have a good time. He's only going to be 8 once, all right? So if y'all got to disagree, you make sure it's done away from him.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All he needs to know is his parents love him and excited to see him and that kind of thing. But that doesn't mean he can eat ice cream at 9 o'clock and not brush his teeth and then drive your car, all right? Or your car. It doesn't mean that. All right. Y'all know what you got to do. I'll get you an order. Anything else either one of y'all want to share with me?
No.
Okay. I wish you the best of luck. I'll get y'all an order. Congratulations to both of y'all.
None.
All right.
No sense of humor. None. All right. We made it to the end of the stream, guys. Bobby, if you're still here, I think you are, or you went to get coffee. Thanks for that first clip. It was very good. I've seen that judge flip out over and over and over again, and I have never seen him flip out like he did yesterday. Whew! And he wasn't even flipping out at a criminal. He was flipping out at the jail staff. Whew! It was good. And this judge was a great way to end it. Now I feel all wholesome again. I hope you guys have a great day. I start my work week today because it's my Monday. I hope that you guys don't work too hard today if you're working. If you're not working, just take an extra nap for me. I sort of need it today, okay? Guys, love you. Thanks. See ya.
thought I'd write a happy song. I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcome and play. I can count on distraction from my pain, 'cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy, she's always top shelf. Don't take my word, come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them, I believe you will too. A little lifeline passed along in rhyme. Why don't you join us? It's a guaranteed good time. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcoming place. And so in conclusion, I'll wrap up this song. I hope I didn't miss anything that would be wrong. Hope I see you around. Don't stay on the shelf, join in the laughter. Come and see for